Ever since I was a kid, I have always wanted to make an animated short film. I have been obsessed with big creators such as Disney and Pixar, and I've always wanted to make one myself. So I ventured out and I tried my best to learn different animation techniques. I learned how to draw. I also learned how to 3D model and rig and did all these big stuff all the way to the point of realizing I can't animate. It was a huge disappointment for me because I really wanted to make my own animated story, make stories like Up, like Ratatouille, all those crazy stories that have built up so much emotion in my heart. And I failed. I mean, I didn't completely fail. I mean, I made this animation here.
I've been walking forever.
Yeah, it was. Either way, it was hard, and I tried my best, and of course I was proud of my work at the time, but it's garbage. It looks bad. But it's okay, because later on in life, years later, I was medically high because I had my wisdom teeth surgery. And I found out that the girl that I liked didn't really like me. So I was very inspired at that time. Obviously, and I made a poem explaining how it was very uncomfortable to be in a platonic relationship with the girl that you liked. So I made this poem and I read it out loud when I was fully awake. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain.
Oh my God, you in pain?
A little bit of pain. I need to make this into an animation. But how was I gonna make this into an animation? Because I don't know how to animate. There's a few steps in order to make an animation in the first place, right? You need to have a story that has a character that starts from somewhere and then has this all is lost moment and then somehow or another changes into something better or worse. And then the second step is obviously you need to have your own models and rigs, and that's only if you're going with the 3D modeling side of things. If you're going with the drawing, then you can draw everything out. But I wanted to do a 3D animated film. I wanted to beat Pixar. And the third step is to animate. I decided to focus on the story, right? Because the story is the main part of the film. So I decided to make a story about an astronaut who gets lost in outer space and decides to send one last recording to the person he loves before he dies. So it's a very deep story. So how was I going to animate this when I'm a noob at animating? Well, here's a few steps of how to animate without actually animating. So if you can't animate, focus on your cinematography. Try to follow the same rules you would use in an actual film. One of the reasons why I love animating is the fact that you have full control over your set. So make good use out of it. Limit dialogue. In the story I animated, I decided there was going to be no dialogue between the characters, and it was just going to be the narration of the poem. This limits animating the mouth and makes it way easier to animate, and it kind of gives a deeper feel to the whole short. Use simple models. The models I used barely had a rig. They had no hands, actually. They had simple textures, simple colors. I don't know how to animate, so I didn't want to overcomplicate myself with a heavy rig. And I wanted it to be easy for me to move my character and not have to deal with weight painting or hair simulations. Keep it simple. Don't make it too complicated. And a small tip too, if you're starting out, use a real-time rendering system for your first animated short. That way your computer would render results a lot quicker than using a ray tracing rendering system. Now after simply animating your characters and getting the right shots, the film somewhat looks decent. After it was all rendered out, I graded it and edited the film with dramatic music, and this is what I came up with.
Why can't the memories fade away? Why do they come and go and leave me in ruins? My body doesn't have the strength to handle this mystical confusion of love. One day, it strikes me in the heel and I can't walk. The next, it strikes me in the heart and I can't feel. Why does life keep me restrained? I feel that there is an invisible line that keeps me from being with you. I always wondered why I have this empty void inside of me. Then I look back and realize that you took a part of me. The hugs you have made has been suppressed to make sure that such Polaroid memories are gone away with. The more I tangle in this platonic love for you, the more I realize I can't win. Why do I bother keep loving you? Why can't I just take you out of my head? But that's just it. I don't want you to leave my head. I love the moments we have had together, and I have always loved the person that you have become without me. People can call me stupid or ignorant to the facts, and maybe I am. But if I am stupid, I want to be stupidly in love with you. In these last final moments of my life, even my mind hallucinates the thought of you saying how much you love me too, but I know it's not true. Just know that I did love you to the moon and back.
Oxygen depleted.
No, it wasn't that bad, right? I mean, it wasn't Pixar, but yes, there wasn't a lot of character animation, but at least there was still good cinematography, and the story was able to still get across. I was able to work with my limitations and use that as a creative outlet. Now, I'm not saying to make a full-on Pixar film using this technique, but you should still try this method out. See what you can come up with. Remember, you don't need to be an animator to make an animated short film. All you need is an idea, a story, some characters, and if it looks a little funky, just say it was stylized.